reminds us all about the sacrifice that every one of us makes as a believer and as a human being in order to build our own community. It's also the festival where we turn our thoughts to poverty and to those less fortunate in our community. And I hope that today on this blessed Eid, every one of us will think about those less fortunate and think about the power that every single one of us has in our own hands, in our own hearts, in our own minds, in our own souls to make the community better. Now last Eid, I stood up before you and I said, I am not going to give you a sermon, I'm not going to give you a but I'm a politician with a microphone, so I can't help it. So I'll give you just a very brief couple of thoughts. And it's really very similar to the message that I share with people of faith from across the community. And that is that today on Eid, let us think about how blessed we are. Let us approach our lives today with a sense of gratitude for this remarkable place in which we live. This remarkable place where every single one of us, every single Calgarian in every corner of the community, regardless of where they come from or what they look like or how they worship, every single Calgarian, every single one of us in every single corner of the community has right here the opportunity to live a great Canadian life. And that is a tremendously special thing. In so many parts of the world where we have family and relatives and brothers and sisters in Islam, that does not exist. In too many parts of the world, human souls yearn for peace that have no hope that that peace will come. And somehow here in Canada, in Alberta, and in Calgary, we've achieved that society. But I want to warn you, as I did last Eid, because things have not changed. I want to warn you that that peace is very fragile. That community that we have built together is a fragile community. And when we look at what's going on in Quebec right now, with this ridiculous conversation about the so-called Charter of Values, we realize that all it takes is one power-hungry politician pulling on a thread of intolerance to unravel that tapestry of that community that has been so difficult and so hard for us to build over so many years. So today, and by the way, I should say as well, that many of you, like me, have family roots in East Africa. And certainly we know, those of us who have been through Tanzania, Kenya, and particularly Uganda, and more recently in Somalia, and Sudan, and Eritrea, and Ethiopia, just how easy it is to unravel a pluralistic society. So today, let every single one of us recommit ourselves, women and men, to fighting for pluralism, for multiculturalism, for equity, for looking after the less fortunate. That is the message of this Eid, and I hope it's a message that all of us take together. And I hope that all of you will recommit to using your voices, your hands, your hearts, your minds, and your souls to be building this community. And I will also say to all of you today on Eid that the one act that is the fundamental building block of this society, the one act that is the most important act we can control, that we can do ourselves, that act is to go into a little booth, take a pencil between your thumb and your forefinger, and mark a ballot for the candidate of your choice. And I encourage all of you to make sure you exercise that democratic right. In fact, do it today. Do it on Eid. The advanced polls are open 12 to 7. There's one room at City Hall, not so far from here. You can walk. Take the kids. Show them what it means to live in this country, what it means to be Canadian, and what that simple act of voting is all about. So, thus endeth my sermon. So to all of you, I just want to say once again, Eid Mubarak. May you and your families be blessed, and may you have a joyous Eid and a wonderful year. Thank you all.